That's a little task for
Yeah,
the
that
work
smells.
session. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, it's August 11th. This is a work session for the City Council. After the work session, we will have a special meeting. But first thing first, work session, number 1, boards and commission interviews. If you look at your minutes, it'll tell you what board and commission we're interviewing for and who the applicants are. So, first one is Corazon de Trinidad Historic Main Street Board. It's a 7-member board, 4-year terms. We have 2 applicants, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 applicants, we can only take 1, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we only have 1 opening. Number 1, first applicant is Eric Shepard. He's a city resident and registered to vote. He's the executive director of Main Street Live. The second applicant is Adriana Genther. She is a city resident, registered to vote, and she has no known ownership interest in a Trinidad commercial property. So, how are we gonna, I know Mr. Shepherd's not here. Are you Miss Gunther by name?
I am, yes.
Okay. Process of elimination.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
come on up and look. Would you rather just sit there?
It's up to you.
Is it uncomfortable?
Oh, there's
for you?
Eric walking in.
I can go ahead and go up there, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so you want to be part of the Main Street Live, Historic Main Street?
Yes.
Okay, all right, tell us, give us a brief reason why that specific board, and if you have any talents, sir.
Yeah, definitely. So I have been in Trinidad for a little bit over 3 years now. I absolutely love it. I love being here. I truly want to immerse myself more so in the community. I do work for the Los Animas Huerfano, excuse me, sorry, that made me a little more winded than I thought, health department, so especially with working in both counties, and we even extend out to Custer County. So kind of just, like I said, immersing myself a little bit more and being more knowledgeable with what happens within this county to share it with other people, because there's so many people that reach out through phone, email, and even walk in from other counties, wanting all kinds of information. And I am part of the Hispanic Chamber. So just, like I said, immerse myself even more so and be part of the community. Some of the background experience that I have is I lived in Denver for a long time, and I was on 3 boards there as event coordinator. So it's always been something like near and dear to my heart to be part of boards and be part of the community and create these events. So one of the last events that I did when I was in Denver was Pride. So I mean, that was absolutely huge, going down Denver and everything and planning that and a float. So I just want to bring a little bit more of that and see what else the community needs here. So.
Great. Aaron Ogletree, do you have any questions?
Sure. So sounds like you've had a lot of board experience.
Yes.
And what I was wondering is, what kind of skills do you use when you're on a board, and how do you think they would be helpful for the Main Street Board?
So, like I said, with event coordinator, I feel like I definitely thrive with multitasking, and I do still have connections and resources in bigger counties and communities that can be utilized here as well. As far as bringing, new ideas. Like I said, working for the health department, I'm able to communicate with people in all 3 counties, and especially Huerfano, to be able to bring everything kind of together, because that's one thing that I kind of have seen is, even though like Huerfano and Los Alamos are so close, it's kind of divided, and I do hear a lot of people talking about bringing some events together. So
Okay, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Okay, Mr. DeBono.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for coming up to the radio station and your interview.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
can't wait
it.
to go back.
Oh, okay. Well, I told Yolanda that you guys would be back.
Yeah, I actually
Show
just
you
saw her in
guys.
the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your interest. This is really great that you're take a concerted interest in any board. So you understand the primary responsibilities and goals of the board?
Yes. So I know part of it is for like the beautification of Main Street and a few other things. Sorry, it's leaving my mind right now. But just basically having the community be together on Main Street and making it a more welcoming place, somewhere where people want to come and travel. I know there's been so many videos on social media lately that are showing Main Street, but it's only showing certain parts. So it would be so cool to be part of this board and be able to have it like all of Main Street, and have it all together, and some of the businesses that are new, moving, or people that want to open up businesses on Main Street, because it's a really cool, fun place, and people get really surprised. Like I said, I moved here from Denver area, and a lot of people that have come to visit, they're like, oh my gosh, this is such a cute town, and they really don't realize. So to be able to be part of that and see the growth on Main Street would just be fantastic.
Well, thank you. Just from your exuberance, I know that your heart's in the right place. So
Well, thank you.
thank you for your interest. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah. Have you went to any of their meetings, boards meetings?
I have not.
Have you talked to any of the board members? Do you know any of the board members? I mean, just so that you would understand what goes on at the board meetings.
Yeah, my knowledge is on the board very minimal, which I think is kind of more exciting, because I do have the want and the drive to learn more and immerse myself in it. Like I said, I've been here for a little bit over 3 years, being part of the Hispanic Chamber and working for the health department. I want to be involved in every angle that I can. Right now I'm a little bit hindered movement-wise, but I have the want and the drive, to learn all these things. And sometimes I feel like if having that fresh perspective coming in kind of helps a lot as well, going into a new board.
Yeah, I see you said that you have time to attend the meetings and everything, so.
I do. So I spoke with my boss, Kim Gonzalez, prior to even applying, when I heard about the board position being available, and they are extremely flexible. She's excited to have me be part of anything that I want that's going to grow, as far as being in the community and everything. So I had, for instance, I barely mentioned that I wanted to be on the Hispanic Chamber, which is something I wanted pretty much as soon as I moved here. And she was like, oh, well, why don't you just represent the health department for Los Alamos and Huerfano? Like, let's go. I was like, okay. And next week, it was like one thing after another. So, I mean, that's not an issue at all to have coverage when it comes to involvement within the community, because it's also, I can relay information to her. And like I said, so many people that come in from Custer, Huerfano, that call, with food, events, and all that, and being able to have a front row seat on events and, potential future plans that can be shared.
Well, thank you for putting into it. It's nice to have someone with enthusiasm. So
Thank you.
I think you do very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Trinidad.
Hello.
Hello. I know I've had the pleasure of working alongside you, so I know your ethic is there and your determination and your drive. Branding and marketing is going to be one of your main focuses as well.
Okay.
So looking in and collaborating with others. With the Board of 7, that can be difficult.
Okay.
If there is a situation that comes up, how do you do with conflict resolution in a board?
So, as far as marketing and branding, that's one thing that I've done on the side, and I guess I kind of forget about it, but I have been in social media marketing for 6 years, and that's something that I love. I have done it. One of the things that actually brought me to Trinidad, Billy Garluzzo, he owns Middle Fork Resort, and he also owns a jewelry store in in Centennial, and that's how I came here. So I've been doing the social media marketing for his jewelry store and some stuff for Middle Fork Resort, but I mean, it speaks for itself, you know, God's country. So not much to do there. So as far as conflict goes, I feel like I have always prided myself on communication and being able to come to some sort of resolution if there is any sort of conflict. I've been on many boards where you don't always see eye to eye with people, and my main goal is just to be here for the community, and like I said, deepen my roots and just the longevity of me being here as part of the community in Trinidad and the growth and the potential it has.
Thank you so much for your interest, and I appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you.
Mr. Williams.
Thanks for being here. It's nice to see a board where we have more applicants
Yeah,
than
vacancies.
spaces available. That's
Yeah, that's nice for sure.
that is good. So, how would you determine to align your personal values with the city values if at some point you see a divergence between those two things?
That's a really good question. So I do always like to stick to my morals and my values that I have, and I feel like they really coincide with a lot of things that I've done within the community already and the people that I've met, and even being part of the Hispanic Chamber. So I truly don't see that being an issue. And if it's for like the greater good of the community or anything, I have no problem putting like any pride or anything like that aside to be able to step up and be in this position.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I have no other question there.
I just have one question for you, Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
If you were not chosen for this board, would you be willing to apply for other vacancies on other boards?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I am open, and my boss and the people I work with, they're excited that I'm excited to want to be part of boards and immerse myself in the community. So that's definitely, I'm open to that. So.
Okay, thank you. That's it?
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't
Thank
so
you.
bad, was it?
No, not at all. Getting up here was the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Thank
a
you.
lot.
I see Mr. Shepherd's entered the room. Mr. Shepherd, would you come up, please?
Be happy to.
So Mr. Shepherd is also applying for the Historic Main Street Board, and we all know who you are.
In a regular habit of being up here with you.
Yeah. How did the play go over the weekend?
Very, very well. We finished on Sunday with our strongest audience yet. University, college folks were there for the alumni weekend, so they got to see how the facility was being used, well used. And I guess one of the most important things about community theater is building a sense of community, and it was palpable in the room how much the audience loved those kids, and what a great experience it was for cast, for crew, and for the audience.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are the executive director of Main Street Live.
Yes, ma'am.
So Main Street Live leases I call it the old JC Penney.
Sure.
Okay.
The famous department store, yes, yes.
So you are in control of that facility?
That's right.
Okay. Give us a little bit of background as to why you want to be on the historic Main Street board.
I think it's because of the unique situation I find myself in to be able to contribute in that way. One of them is we are on Main Street, and it's in the title after all, but we are on Main Street, which puts us in the heart of the historic district, and so the economic, business, cultural climate in that area of town is vital to our success, and we want to be contributors to it. And I feel like we are contributors, we want to contribute in a greater way. I think one of the other things that makes us unique and interesting in that regard, and what I can bring to the table, is we work in a historic building. It was built in 1902 and then expanded sometime later. It was J.C. Penney's, it was a community church. I mean, it's been here a long time. And part of our work there was to modernize the inside of the building. We have new lights, new sound, new carpet, new seating, and yet from the outside it still retains its historic elements, right? And you go inside and you can see the stamped ceilings. And so doing that kind of renovation means that we're acutely aware where we've come from in that building and where we would like to go. And so I think that speaks to my interest in the board is to do that on a larger scale. Because we have this beautiful historic downtown, but we also have businesses that are new and cutting edge. We'd like to marry both of those elements of the historic culture and a way forward for Trinidad with a vibrant cultural and economic scene. I think one of the other things that speaks to my interest or qualifications in is that as a nonprofit executive director, I'm familiar with budgets, working within the scope of the budget, and it's a contributed budget, right? It's just, the money just doesn't appear. We have to make it happen. And we have to investigate a variety of sources. And so I've had to do a lot of grant writing. We look for community partners. We are looking for sponsorship all the time, and that's part of the work of Main Street. Isn't just hey, let's put on a festival. We have to examine where the funding comes from, and one of the things that happens in a play that I think is directly applicable is it's all about the details, right? We get in a fight about what color shoes someone's going to wear, but you add up all those details and it matters, right? Each dress, each shoe, each hem, each hairstyle, each note that is sung, each note that is played, it all adds up into a whole. And putting together that kind of a marketing plan or a branding campaign or a street festival all means making decisions on those individual decisions that add to a greater whole. And so I feel like my work experience has kind of prepared me for that. We also depend on the goodwill of volunteers, and every event that's of any size in the city depends on people pitching in. And so as a theater, we're uniquely qualified to marshal, to recruit, to manage, and to make sure that our volunteers stay happy and productive.
All righty. Mr. Williamson, you're on.
And so, in the interest of maintaining parity, I'll just ask you the same question. In the event that they didn't align, how would you align your personal values with those of the city?
Well, I think, like the previous applicant said, most of my values are going to dovetail, anyway. But, my feeling is, as I told you when I was here last before you, that my aim or goal is to be of service, right? So being of service means aligning my goals with those that are the shared goals of the organization to which I belong. I'm teaching at the college for the first time, and I was in orientation today, and they lay out clearly what the values of the institution are, and it's my job to align myself to them. So I think I'll be able to manage that.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
Hey, Mr. Shepherd.
Hello. Good to see you again, sir.
Yes, it's been so long.
I know.
I really don't have any questions. Each interview you do is amazing and filled with knowledge, so we know more about you now than I think we ever have. I appreciate your interest in always wanting to be part of our community and being so active in it. Just one quick question for the sake of formality. Time constraints, the commitment being with all your other commitments, do they align?
Yes, and I think it's a fair question with all of the things that I'm doing. Mr. Trio is aware that I'm involved in the Colorado Creative Industries gathering that's happening here next year. You may be aware that I'm also volunteering on the 250-150, and I just mentioned my teaching at the college. So yes, I do have a lot of irons in the fire. The nice thing is I work for an employer who allows me incredible flexibility with my work hours. I also work a lot at night, in the evenings, right? And most of the meetings we're going to have are during business hours. And the other part is my employer also understands that my presence in the community enhances our work there.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just as a matter, have you attended any of their meetings?
I have not. I've talked with a few folks who were on there, like Krista Franks and Veronica Mays, suggested that this might be a good outlet for my particular skill set, limited though it might be. So I know a little bit about the work of the board.
And you're familiar with some of the board members?
I'm sure that I am. I'm not sure that I know them yet.
Okay. Well, just same questions, I guess.
Yes, sir. Oh, I understood. Yes, and when you asked the question before, I was like, who do I know that's on that board? I think I probably know a lot of them.
Okay. Thank you for putting in and good enthusiasm for being a board member, and you're getting better at interviews.
It's good to know I'm progressing.
That's fun.
Mr. DeBona.
Well, first I have to say happy anniversary because our first interview was last August when you arrived right off the train.
Yes,
or
sir.
right off the boat.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, getting the
seriously.
boat here was tough.
Yeah, it was tough. Thank you, Eric, I appreciate it. But let me ask you this, what do you see as the most pressing challenges or opportunities for the sport?
I think they're hand in hand with each other. One of them is wayfinding. I was recently in Creed, and they do a fantastic job of pointing you around town where you want to go. Creed is a whole lot harder to get to than we are, right? But it is a mining town. It is fairly small. Its cultural scene is vibrant. And I thought, man, these guys really have put the time and effort into making it easy to navigate through the town to get to where you want to go. And I said we could benefit from that here. I know I've written the mayor about it, written the city manager about it. It's a goal of mine is to make it easier for visitors to know where we are, where the museum is, where you can park, so that the minute they get into town, they go, oh, okay. The people in Trinidad know that we want to know where it is that we need to head to, get where we want to go in town, and maybe discover things that we didn't know were here. So wayfinding is one of those subjects that's near and dear to my heart. The other is beautification, because we have two main ways into the city, and I think we do a pretty good job in the downtown area of making Main Street look attractive. I don't think we do nearly as good a job on Commercial Street. There used to be these beautiful trees that went up and down the street. Now they're stumps, right? And I love the work that's being done with the flowers that are put out on a seasonal basis. I could use more of them, right? And when I go to places that care about it, it's really obvious. And I think we've done it. We've got a really beautiful arrangement of different plants around the city and the gateways. Like the visitor center. I just think we can do more. Especially because we have a number of empty storefronts and we have those stumps. And I feel like we could keep more people in town and we could make it more inviting to travel magazines and to websites that say, Colorado's 10 most charming little towns, if we put the effort into making sure that all of Main Street and the Commercial Street was so attractive and inviting to visitors that people go, man, I want to stay here. So. Those would be two.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Eric. I like when you and Chris come up to the radio station and start calling you the Texas Tandem.
We have to forgive us for not being born here, but we did our best once we got here.
Thanks, Eric.
Yes, thank you.
Ms. Ogletree, do you have any questions?
I don't have much of a question after all that. I am curious again, though, for you to explain a little bit more about all of the various commitments that you have and how you will prioritize them if Main Street requires something that you have a conflict with. How are you going to decide what comes first?
Well, being a theatrical person, I know how to juggle and tap dance. I think that a lot of the goals are really closely aligned. When I'm on that committee with the 250-150 talking about ways to highlight the history and cultural heritage of Trinidad, I'm also doing some of the same work that applies to the cultural confluence that we're having the CCI in 2026. So some of the work dovetails. Some of the work is need not be repeated, but can be used in a variety of venues. Working on Main Street means that when I am holding an event at my theater, I want the street to be available to as many people as possible and as beautiful as possible so that people are drawn in. And so I'm enhancing the work that I'm doing at the theater by enhancing the downtown business environment. And so I feel like there's a lot of repetition or overlap, which should soften the being pulled in too many directions.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. I too have a concern about that because I really do think you're spreading, but I'm a lot older than you are, so spreading thin in my mind and spreading thin in your mind are two different things. I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, will you recuse yourself if there's something that comes up on this board that involves the theater?
Absolutely. Recusing myself due to a conflict of interest or perceived conflict of interest is no issue for me.
Okay. And do you feel you can be impartial?
As much as the next guy, sure. Yes, ma'am, I do believe I can. I think I see the larger whole and not just how anything might benefit any individual commitment that I make.
All right. But I'll let you be partial to Commercial Street.
I like Commercial Street. I would like it even more if there were more on there besides Griego Insurance and that great statue.
Yeah. Okay, Eric, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adriana, thank you as well. We aren't going to vote on it until our regular meeting next Tuesday, so we'll mull it over the week and then give you you'll find out next Tuesday night. So thank you both. The next board that we have a vacancy on is the Trinidad Housing Authority Board. There are currently 4 members on the board. Did somebody say something? 4 members on the board. There's 1 vacancy. We have 2 applicants for that as well. I'm going to just call you up as you're listed on my agenda. The first applicant is Donna Haddo.
Hello.
Hi Donna, how are you?
I'm good.
For those of us who don't know you, give us a little background on you and why you want to be a part of the Housing Authority.
Okay. So my background related to housing is I worked at the Council of Governments years ago, and I worked in the housing rehabilitation program. And from that came a spin-off of a community housing development organization, a CHODO, which was Huerfano Los Animas Housing Resources, which is a nonprofit, and I ran that for 3 years. The only reason I'm probably not still running it is because of the housing crisis in 2008, and that's when I ended up at the college. So I have some background in the housing rehabilitation and the rules around that at the time, and also the different activities we did in the community housing development organization. And I've been sitting here thinking, I served on the Planning, Zoning, and Variance Commission at one point. And I resigned from that when Mary Holton was here years ago. I was overcommitted at the time, and so I needed to get out of that. And I also was on the Economic Development Board when they used to still meet. We fell under the city, and we were in the Bell Block. And so I was part of that group as well.
Okay. Would you please speak up? It seems like Miss Ogletree's having a hard time hearing you. Can you hear
I'm
me?
old, so I have to
I'll move the microphone closer. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're up, Erin.
Donna, thank you for applying for this. Your background is great. What about it, being on the Housing Authority right now, is appealing to you with your background?
Well, I know there was a big turnover in the Housing Authority recently. I don't really know the details behind it, and it doesn't matter. I just feel like with my background, I should probably be getting back to the community if I'm able to do that. I know there's a lot of renovation going on in the housing units at this point, and so I hope I could contribute to help with that.
Have you had any role with regard to the work that, I'm just curious, that the college is doing in the renovation of houses?
No, other than doing the payroll for the people that are teaching.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
haven't.
thank you. That's what I'm curious about.
Okay.
Eli, do you have any questions?
No, just, well, Donna, appreciate your interest in this. I just had maybe one question. How do you balance maybe competing priorities and interests when making your decisions?
I guess depends what the decision is about.
Okay, I'm sure you've had to make decisions at the college that were pretty important.
Well, I'm fortunate there that I have
Okay.
a supervisor. I
Right.
run that kind of thing through.
Oh, and your
So-
input is very vital as well.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, I believe that the college is very good about listening to people's ideas and input.
So you would
I don't
balance
know
your
if I'm-
priorities and your interests pretty much interrelated?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you'll be a great asset if chosen.
Okay, thank you.
Your background kind of speaks for yourself,
Yeah.
so I think you make a good member of the board.
Thank you.
Mr. Trio?
Hi, Donna.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your interest, finally. I appreciate you applying. I really don't have any questions, knowing your background so well, that you've served your commitment is commendable all the way across the board. Thank you for everything that you do for our college, and thank you what you've done in the past for our community as well.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much, and that's all I have. Thank you. No questions.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today. Again, it's nice to have more interviews than we do have spots. So, what generates your interest to want to serve on this board? Particularly.
I really wasn't honestly, I was not paying attention to any of the committees or boards that had openings on them. I was contacted and encouraged that there was an opening, and with my background, I should apply. And so I talked to my supervisor to make sure that wouldn't be a problem with the college, and it's not. And I thought, really probably I should be giving back. I haven't done that for a while, and I really should be giving back to the community again.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's 2 questions here on the suggested questions list, but I'm going to put them together and kind of do my own thing here. So when you have a group decision that you have to make, are you pretty amiable making concessions on what you believe should be as opposed to the group? Do you work well? Are you a team player?
Yes, I think I am. I'm not afraid to voice my opinion, but I am also not afraid to listen to other people's perspectives, because I know I'm not always right.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next applicant for the Trinidad Housing Authority is Melissa Clark. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Good.
Good. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Business owner on the Trails Inn Motel. And I actually served on this board many, many moons ago when I lived in housing. And the whole process was different back then. Yeah. I sat with alongside Marie George when she was there.
Oh, okay, that was a while back. Yeah, okay. All righty, Mr. Williamson.
I would just ask the same. Well, first off, thank you for being here. We really do appreciate it. I just asked the same question. What is the specific interest that's caused you to apply for this?
I've always been interested in housing. I see how some of it, from my personal point of view, being that I used to live in a housing project, how some of the dwellings have gone downhill a little bit. I mean, we were in that group that we had through the housing, we were really tight knit, if something needed to be done, if lawns needed to be mowed, toilet needed to be fixed. I mean, we were that community back then that we all helped each other out.
All right, I appreciate it. That's the only question I have there.
Mr. Trujillo.
Hi. Just a quick question. How would you, and take it off the suggested list. How would you react to negative social media posts or media articles concerning the board or the city?
Some of those comments, you just have to take them with a grain of salt and not feed into them, not even respond to them. But if you do, you have to be professional and go at it about a positive way and say, hey, you know, like, there's other things in the community going on that we're dealing with. If you'd like to come talk to me in person, you can, you know, to resolve whatever issue is there. So, you know, there's many ways to go about that.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Shu.
Other than, I mean, you did work on the board before, you say. What made you kind of want to come back to the board? What really interests you as far as trying to make some improvements?
To keep the housing community what it was, to bring it back to its old values, and my personal opinion, I don't know about all those colors they have on those buildings. I would like to see them brought back to a neutral color. You know, that's just my personal opinion.
That's it.
That's the only reason that you want is to change the
No.
color?
I want to see the beauty of the housing brought back. The beautiful yards, you know, the culture of Trinidad brought back.
Do you think you can work with the board together as a team?
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Definitely.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Well, I'm colorblind, so I guess it doesn't matter what color. Yeah, as long as you understand all the responsibilities and the issues going on with the existing or previous housing, correct? Okay, so ultimately, what would be your number one goal? Because this is like a review for you. This is like a homecoming for you.
To help get these closed down units reopened again, because there's a big battle out there for housing, and it's hard for people to find a spot. You know, like our place. You know, we have a lot of monthlies staying there now because they can't find housing, and it would be nice to get somebody in to help get these units back opened and cleaned and yards maintained, and if something's broke, let's fix it.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ms. Ogletree, you're up.
Ms. Clark, when you were on the board before, were there any conflicts that you dealt with, and how did you deal with those conflicts? For instance, if there was a disagreement about how the board's director wanted to proceed with regard to doing repairs or whatever, how did you deal with those kinds of conflicts if they happened?